Is this...
It is.
Oh, hello. I'm writing an important paper, and I heard you were a member of this club called...
Go with Gods! Go with Gods! Go with Gods!
Hey, what up?
What's poppin'? Welcome to Go with Gods.
The only podcast brought to you by
Gods in the Basement. Yo, my name is Big Zoo.
Yo, what up? It's Prolific One.
And you are now tuned in to the Go with Gods podcast. Wow. This is a blessing. It's an adventure that we're taking you on. And tonight we're going to get into another
Welcome back.
But before we formally jump that off, let me just say that that's a Fly Butters hoodie that you're wearing.
You know, this is like part of the legacy of Gods in the Basement, you will.
That's a seedling.
This was a seed
This
planted.
is a piece of merch for my album. My album is called No Beast So Fierce. It came out in 2020, and Pro helped direct me into this piece of merch.
Yeah, this was
unique.
a great collaboration.
Yeah.
Just like everything that Gods in the Basement has become.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? And I see you also have
I
something.
have what you might call an exclusive.
You got an exclusive?
I have a specific colorway that's not out there.
It's not for y'all.
Don't be mad. Don't be
get
angry
excited
about that. But in order to tap into merchandise just like this, you need to go to godsofthebasement.com. If you tap in there, you will have access to this podcast. You can see God's vision.
Right.
You will definitely be connected with Go With Gods. And if you want to follow us personally, you can follow me at SunZoo7. That's SUNZOO7 on IG.
You can follow me at Prolific One. That's PROLIFICWONE. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow Go With Gods on Instagram and follow Gods of the Basement on Instagram on all your social media platforms. Tap in, feel us, find us. Let's go.
Let's go. Today's episode is unique in that we keep circling around this circumference of the EO-Dub massive, of the spirit of vice verses.
Facts.
And another part of the EO-Dub multiverse, if you will, is this crew called Gods of the Basement.
It is.
Gods of the Basement, together, the two of us plus vice verses, we formed a group called the Three Kings. And Pro is always sharing like what's the next evolution of a king but to a god. So we call ourselves Gods in the Basement. The album was created in the basement. It's about being the highest level in the lowest space. It's so many different secret societal connections that you can get by going to listen to that Gods in the Basement album.
That's a fact.
But we wanted to update you as to where we are currently, what's going on with Gods in the Basement right now, and maybe get a sneak peek of some things to come, Bridget.
I mean, there's always good work. There's always good content. So thank you for everybody who's been out here supporting us, showing up to the different events that we put together. We appreciate you. If you're just tapping in with us and you're a radio DJ and you add us to your playlist, we appreciate that. If you're just a fan, you're listening to us on Spotify, you're running it up, and you just sitting home watching this right now, thank you too.
Thank you too.
You know, we've been on a tear.
We've been on a tear. You
place,
mentioned some radio people, so let me shout some people out.
Yeah.
Salute to Rappers Out of Control on Sirius XM.
Facts.
Shade 45. Shout out to DJ Eclipse and DJ Riz. Salute to you. And your man who's dead. Light-skinned brother, young dude who's like working on the show. Super cool. Pardon me, I forgot your man's name.
Yo, shout out to my man Fred Ones, yo. Shout out to Gorilla Grooves Radio. Shout out Rhino. Thanks for having us. We was up in the BX with y'all celebrating your anniversary.
That was a
Keep
dope
putting
show.
in that work, you heard me?
Shout out to Flip the Script Radio, DJC Reality, Jersey, Big Jersey. You heard? That show is every Wednesday night. Flip the Script Radio. They even looped up a fly little intro.
That was crazy. But that was
Y'all
off the
did
top.
that. Y'all did that.
We
was just there getting loose,
having fun
and
with
they
y'all,
sampled it and looped it.
That
Go
was
look
real
for
crazy.
that. Flip the Script.
I really
Radio.
enjoyed that, actually.
Yeah.
Yo, shout out my man All Mental, man. And he had us up at B-Box Radio. We got to come up in there and talk a little bit about the project and build with him.
Factual. Salute.
And we met Carnage's brother. So
Yes.
shout out to that God as well.
And
you know what I
salute
mean?
to the God King Carnage.
Yeah.
Yo, we are blessed also to be working with a brother named Sharif Latif.
Yeah.
Right? He's been working some radio promotion for us. And I think it would only be appropriate that we shout this brother out.
Yeah.
Has us getting college radio spins, connecting us to different interviews, B-Side Radio, my man in South Jersey. A lot of different connections have been made throughout this rollout.
Nice.
And it seems like we've been blessed in that everybody who believed in us, connected with us since the days of EO-Dub, oftentimes are now in power positions that they can lend a hand and reach back to us and give us some blessings.
Yeah.
So the promo run has been really powerful.
And the artist community, I gotta say, has been really dope as well. Like, even us doing our events, doing the fundraiser for Vice Versus, and seeing that many people come out.
That show was incredible.
Support, you know what I mean? And then the follow up from them, like, you know, Double AB, shout to, you know, him, shout to Gaines. You know, people that just been following up after us, you know, Terror Van Poo, my man Process, Shaz. And there's music and little opportunities coming out of that. So, yo, salute to all the artists in New York that have been holding us down, yo.
Yo, they say that we hate each other. They say we like crabs in the barrel. They say we don't support each other. But man, like the prime example for me was the Versus Project event that we had at Secret Pour in Brooklyn. So shout out to Secret Pour.
Yeah.
You know, Pro really just put the EO Dub bat signal out and was like, who want to pull up for VZ? And it was like, it exceeded our expectations.
You know what I'm saying? And, that's been part of what I think we've been doing with Gods, right? Is just using our power as, you know, underground leaders and people that have been out here kind of doing it for a while to really reinvigorate the community, to like use our platform and us just emerging again as artists in our own right as a group to give them power to come out and perform and rock with us and sharing the platform.
Yeah. You know what? Let's unpack that a little bit more at a granular level, because I think we talk about some things in vast terms sometimes and people don't really get it. I want to share that although Pro and I have been rocking with EO Dub for 20 years, we very much saw ourselves as new artists.
Yeah.
So we wanted to act like, how can we break new artists, right? How can we break as a new artist? And I have to share that Pro is the visionary behind a lot of this, but we had some, a rubric, if you will. We wanted the events to feel special. We wanted the events to be a visual and sonic tribute to Vice Versus. And we wanted to share in that we wanted to reach out and put other people on. And I'm just going to say, if you guys can follow that blueprint, it has been very successful for us. It's been lucrative for us. And, you know, I think it's karmically what we wanted to do. Like Fred Ones was once upon a time our DJ, runs a radio show now for many years. Blessing. You know, DJ Eclipse we partnered with for like 10 years at Rocksteady. Blessing. He can reach back out and put us on a show where we could get national attention. I mean, really, we talk about, I recently talked about Black history and how in Black history, we're always looking towards the past. And I was encouraging students, don't look back, look around.
Making history right now.
Look around at the people that are doing it right now. And for us, it was us just looking around. Look at Clip Smoke with the production. Look at, you know, Ray Cuts. Look at, you know, V-Dot. I mean, these people, Nunzio, Scott, these are our colleagues, if you will, who we were able to look around and connect with all of them to bring out the best for this project.
Yeah, I think, you know, and it's not just about like the project so much. It's like we're talking about society, we're talking about community, and really like bolstering one another through our endeavors and through our platform. So it's really, you know, yeah, it's great for us to rock and for people to see us out there doing it, but the energy that's bringing, you know what I mean, it's contagious, and it's good, positive energy, it's love energy, and this is what our brother Vice was about, you know, and so like we're really just reflecting and paying it forward, you know, in that same image.
That's a super bar.
You know what I'm saying? And like every time we look around and we look left and right and we see the fam and the people, as you mentioned, that are around us, you see him in their eyes. You know what I'm saying?
So let's go there again on a granular level. One of the videos you should see bubbling right now, continue to run it up on YouTube, is called Grizzly.
Hey.
It is one of the sleeper hits of the album, or not sleeper hit. It's oftentimes people's favorite, but for us, it was a submission in like the 10th or 11th hour, right? That particular record. And we did it very simply, frankly, and it has become a lot of people's favorite. You know, I recently heard SZA was saying like one of the songs that rose to the top was the I Should Kill My Ex. And she was excited because her song was successful, but she was also like, that's one of the songs I didn't even think about. I just wrote in like 15 minutes. I can't believe that's one of the most popular ones.
It's such a short record. I think people really respond to it when they see it live. And that's where it started. And now we've been cultivating the live show for several years, but one of the things that we wanted to do with our live performance was really to start to be methodical with our presentation and thinking about choreography, thinking about showmanship, thinking about really giving people visuals. Stimulation.
And if you've seen Grizzly live, you know what we're talking about. We're not
going
to
talk
sauce.
about it. But even if you think about the first show, Juice was there, right? When we did our secret show, you know, and you got the guy from the music video is in the venue with you, right? And so it creates that ambiance. It creates the air of that society that we're talking about.
Yeah.
So
and I was sharing that as an example of how we look around, and we look around and found the director of Grizzly.
Yeah, so that's family, right? We went a different route, let's say that. Yeah. So Grizzly, we had been working with Joe, and that's my brother's close friend, and they've known each other for years. And
shout to Migs.
I hit him. I was like, yo, I know you're shooting video. I know you from the Lower East Side. You rock in the neighborhood. You work with a lot of different artists. Can we do like kind of a street video with you? Can we just go out on the block, pick a couple locations and shoot? Mm-hmm. You know, the other work that we've done has had a little bit higher production value, I'll just say. And like, it was kind of more of a theme. A production.
Yeah.
And so this was kind of like...
Each of the other videos was like a movie unto itself.
Yeah.
And this one felt kind of more free, more
we just walked around
organic.
The block. You know what I mean? I think we had a loose idea of what we wanted to put together, and Joe just shot us. And even beyond just shooting us, we had him like shoot the neighborhood, shoot the landscape.
Yeah.
Because I very much wanted to capture the grit of the record and have that manifest itself in the visuals.
Yeah. And then this process, then the transition over to Ray Cutts.
Right.
Ray Cutts was our original director, if you will, for 3 videos. And then it kind of went through that filter as well. And now it exists. Right now, go to YouTube, go to Gods of the Basement and watch the video Grizzly. We hope that we're going to have some visuals popping up here around us. So you might have seen some of that over around us. But
so shout to Joe, and then you know, and then Cut stepped in and he did some color treatment and he put some of the special effects and razzle dazzle.
Yeah.
So like even like our street video ended up really being a high quality visual project.
The effects, the colors, it's unique. Like again, I don't want to give away the sauce,
and it's so short. Even my mom texted me today and she was like, "Hey, love that new video, but like." It's a minute and a half.
We did that purposely too. Shout out to Clip Smoke who produced that record. I had that beat in the tuck for a minute, and when I pulled it out to pro, it was like food. That record was done like quickly. And what is also interesting about Grizzly, I'm gonna blow some people's spot up right now, is the fact that you know a lot of people started hitting me about Grizzly, which made me think y'all was not listening deep to the album.
Oh, shit.
You was playing yourself. If you was listening to the album, you would have been on Grizzly. Even family members was like, oh my God, Grizzly. I was like, where you been at?
Right.
So please, again, go listen to that album. Gods of the Basement, self-titled album, all streaming platforms. You know, I want to talk about the videos, but I want us to land on the album just for a minute. You know, we put a great deal of time into the album, and I'm thinking, let's go back to back, heroin to heroin, crack to crack, on maybe 2 records on the album that stand out to you.
So it always changes for me, and it depends on how I'm feeling.
Where you at right now?
I'm still, like, Super Ego for me is stuck.
Tell them about Super Ego.
Super Ego, you know, I enjoy it because all 3 of my favorite rappers are on the record. You know what I mean? My brother Jetty A-Track is on it.
Salute, Jetty.
Cream Wise Dome is on it.
Gang.
And of course, my bro Big Zoo is on it with myself. So like, we really just came together over a Niskaj beat and did a lesson in lyrical archery, I would say. And that really is just such a dynamically lyrical work of art that like, if you don't feel that record,
you bugging.
Maybe it's just the wrong day. Try tomorrow. Listen again.
So that's Super Ego.
Super Ego.
I'm going to say this record called Gods and Goddesses. Gods and Goddesses, the true story about that record, this is a world premiere, is I copped that beat off of Clip Smoke, and I was sitting on that beat. And frankly, I was cooking a back-to-back record on some older God, younger God, with the young God, Osiris Anthem. Follow him on IG at Maroon Waters, but I was literally trying to cook that record with Osiris. I don't know if I sent him the beat and he wasn't really feeling it, so it just like stalled, right? Next thing you know, we're working on GOB, pull the record out. Lyrics are already on there from me. Like I already spit mine. You took it to some other UK ill slang. We got DK the rapper. Shout out to her from the UK EOW fam. And then we got Dama. And I'm going to go ahead and say that Dama catches a body on that record. Yo, bust how that record was mixed almost to the 11th hour. And then we got all of the tracks from whoever recorded Dama.
Dama recorded Dama.
Dama probably recorded Dama. But it had that extra hook on it that I had not even heard. Yeah. So I was in love with that record for like 3 months. And then suddenly this new hook appeared.
The new hook. And
yo, salute Dama. That record is called Gods and Goddesses.
Yeah, and DK did her thing too. And shout the fam from the UK. I think Mass Law.
Shout to Mass Law. He's on the album.
Recorded her for that one. And then, they sent that over. And, for us, it's like, if we're going to like have a style on the album, we need people that really about that. You know what I mean? And I feel like she really brought that authenticity to it. Not only is she a mean spitter, but she's UK gang. You feel me?
Man.
So
that's like the blood.
Shout out DK.
Salute DK.
Word. My next record, oh man, it's gotta be I Know. You wanted that one too? You wanted I Know too. That's the
maybe that's
record.
how real it is. Tell him about the inception of that one though, because I think you were standing in that stairwell, walking out of my basement, and you were singing the hook that eventually became the real hook.
I know, right?
Yes.
And like for me, the music, it always has a voice already. And like when I'm writing, I'm just trying to find the voice. And once I find the voice, then we just go on, right?
Yeah.
And that record was just the hook. I mean, you were the one who even chopped that.
I did, yo. I found that sample. That record has such power to it. Here's why. Couple of reasons. One is this was last Christmas of 21. And I was digging for soulful Christmas music. I won't fully reveal what that sample is, but I'll just say that sample called out to me. I went to my brother, and this is a brother Soulsmatic, you know what I'm saying?
Soulful Souls,
also known as Soulful Souls, also known as Souls the God. I'm going to him multiple times
He's the cook, man.
But I just asked him to cook for me, right? I sent him the sample. I said, see what you could do. He sent back one version. Spoiler alert, it turned into the remix that we now use live.
Yeah.
Shout out to... But I was like, I wasn't really feeling that. I need a different, more kind of boom bap drum track. He sent back with the next track, and it was crack.
It was gone.
Now, the second part where I think that's so fly is when you were like, the walls are talking right now, and all I hear is Jason. Now, the hook happened over there.
The hook happened over there.
But behind the director in my office, we were writing to that record. And we were throwing back words and forth. We was like blazing, Caucasian, education, a nation. And he was like,
stop the room.
All I hear is Jason. And I was like, that's Vice versus, ladies and gentlemen. He was with us just a few feet.
And he had the booster.
Bars. That's a inside joke to the Go With God's podcast.
If you've been watching, you know what we talking about.
You know what we talking about. Tap in. Ladies and gentlemen, those are just a few. We landed on those songs, so I gotta give it to I Know.
I Know is the one. We gotta add one more. Give him another one.
I'm gonna throw one more, and I'm gonna go ahead and throw BMR. GOBMR. We know a group called BMR, Billion Man Rebellion. It is consisted of CF and the brother Dante. CF is the super legend, God, EOW, Blood In, Alien, Cyborg, Rap Maniac. Fact. Also has a project out right now called Zegna. Yeah. Zegna. It's on your SoundCloud and what have you. Please go purchase anything that he works. Bandcamp. Now, Dantique, incredible MC. Actually, producer, quietly, we think he might have got that record, CF. Quietly, it's a first. And when we were in Jersey City, Dante caught a different body.
That show was incredible.
I called him the next day to tell him. He knows this is a fact when he watches this. I DM'd him like, yo, last night, you turned into an assassin. We did that song live. They did the video with us.
Yo, but they crushed that set, bro. Like, they did like a 35 to 40 minute set.
Let's put a cap on this one.
Stop. Bang!
I want to finish by saying they have a song on our album called GOBMR. It's Gods of the Basement mixed with BMR. And we love them. Go check that video as well. But let's land on this.
We got a
before we
video
go
with
back
them
to
too.
the videos. Let's talk about the video.
The video with BMR is dope, but like we gotta rewind because there's 2 videos that come before it, kind of in the trilogy, I guess. You know, and you know, we shot them not in that order. I'll just say that. So these videos were shot in a different order, but the plan was evident that there was gonna be cohesion. But really, God's Eye, aka Ray Cuts, is the one who synergized it and put it all together. So let's talk. Banana Clips was our first video.
Banana Clips, our first video.
That was our first single. That
very strategically, we wanted to release it because we got Nems on it, we got Swave on it, we got Poison Pen on it. It got a lot of people that people love. That's Banana Clips, if you will. Notice the artwork. You can go purchase that.
You know the Banana Clips. I got it on my channel.
Now, what's interesting is that song. We went out to Coney Island. Pro had a vision of The Sopranos. He talked about that sunset scene where they're all together. This might have been like season 5 where you see them.
They go to Atlantic City, I think it is, and they're on the boardwalk.
And that's the shot that was the impetus for this.
Fact.
But Ray Cuts in that video, to me, he took his work to a different level. Yeah. He filmed things throughout the day that he almost had to be like Memento level of forward,
thinking
backwards
about
thinking.
Like the rhymes.
And I hope you got that Memento reference. But his brain, he was almost filming things that he did not know yet would be perfect for the video. When he came back with his original cuts for that video, I was blown away. You know, we've done work with Ray Cuts in the past. Pro has done videos with him as well. Yeah. I did an early video with him with Mudslingers. Shout out to my man.
Mudslingers, what up, boy?
But frankly, his work just came to another level. Shout out to the God Nems for pulling up to us, the mayor of Coney Island, all things FYI.
Shout out to Jules.
Shout out to Jules, who is our cinematographer. I don't know.
He broke it down for me, honestly, and told me like what the different roles and all that are. But we just gonna call you the God Jules, you heard me?
Yeah.
That's the bro. He always pulls up, he always ready to go.
And he assists on all of the videos.
And I think J. Littles, the homie, was out there too, and he let us use a special piece of equipment that made the visual just extra.
Some nice little pieces. Yo, Nems was with us, and some random dude from like another state had driven out there to bring him this painting, this piece of art that he made with his face, and we caught it all live. Yeah, that was classic. Dope. Shout out to Dama, shout out to Bax, all ELW gang.
Soulful Souls was out there.
Souls was there, and salute to that video and where it really started to create a visual presence for us with our work with Ray Cuts.
Yeah, shout out Penn and Swave. Swave's son was out there with us that day shooting. And it really felt like family status, you know what I mean?
Actually.
That was a great shoot because like we literally just pulled up on the boardwalk and just did whatever we want. We was, you know, with the mayor, and so we just went with it. I think we even went late night and got some booster at the liquor store.
We did. I remember Dama dissed on me.
Drinking Henny.
She was like, what you about to do? I was like, we about to sit on the boardwalk and drink this Henny. She was like, damn, so that's how you feel? Damn. She said, that's what type of time
that's we the time we
and her on. And Bax and Souls peeled.
Yeah, it was a good night.
Yeah,
but that video was the first visual. So go out, check out that Banana Clips video.
Yes.
Join us, Crack, the record, Run It Up, Spotify, all DSPs, all that.
Hurry me by now.
And I gotta say that, you know, in terms of the numbers, like that's one of our top records.
Yeah. That video did numbers for us. Shout out to everybody who ran it up.
And the quiet, continue to sleeper that we didn't talk about is The Spirit on the album, because that is actually our second most popular record on all streaming platforms. It's The Spirit. How about that? You know, and that one is like a real dedication to Vice Verses. The brother Mass Law is on it, like you said. Zoo is actually singing and flexing his vocal stylings on that one. You ain't know he could do it, but he's flexing on that. And we got my sister Mishu on that record as well, who's an old-time collaborator with us. Like, we know her 20 plus years.
Yeah, so shout out to Mishu.
Run that up.
Shout out to the...
shout out Samaj,
Pro managed that record, too. Yo, you took that record somewhere
That
else.
record is dope.
And shout out to the team that knows the Gravy was amazing. There's only 5 people that know the real origin of that record.
That's shout out to origin style. So, I want to implore everybody to go to godsofthebasement.com.
Correct.
That's your portal for everything Gods of the Basement. Follow us on Instagram. Follow us on YouTube at Gods of the Basement. Subscribe, like, comment, please run it up. Share it with your moms.
Factual. And if you go to godsofthebasement.com, that's where you could tap in to exclusive content like this, like the Go With Gods podcast.
That's a fact.
It's always sponsored by Gods of the Basement, and it's from your man Big Zoo and my brother Prolific One. G.O.B.
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 This is Go With Gods, and we're continuing this adventure, this podcast adventure. And we've been talking about the Gods of the Basement album. We talked about the music, some of the producers, some of the guest stars. And I really want to hand the mic over, if you will, because Pro had a magnificent vision for the visuals of this project. I'll be the first to share that in the studio, I'm very hands-on. I'm very particular about specific things. But as it pertains to the videos, I was like, just let me be a vessel. And you have a vision, and I want you to run with it. And one day, he came to me with this very clear vision for a video we have called Ice Tarantula.
The Ice T, man. Woo! That record hard. I'm your OG's OG. That's how you feel about it?
That's your mentor, your manager.
That's how you feel about it?
That's how I felt.
That's how he still feels.
Yeah, man. That record was like, I always saw that as the first single. As I mentioned, we went with Banana Clips. Strategic there, chess-like, if you will. But this, to me, always felt like the first single.
Yo, but even like that beat is special. I went up to Scotch and he, me and Scotch, shout me Scotch, yo. We talked a lot about a lot of different things, but I'll say that even sonically, the sound and the way that this record sounds,
heavily influenced by Neat
Scotch, man. He put his hands on it. Shout Nunzio.
Word.
He put his hands
the
on
tag
it.
Team.
So like we really got like two of the greatest ears and engineers and technical people working on our music, and it's really like I pay homage to y'all, So I was in the studio and he had the beat, and I heard it and I was like, yo, you need to put like a
Yep.
And he's like, go ahead, just do it. But then he just started hitting the buttons and he cooked that crack.
Cooked it.
And I even remember we was in the studio rocking that joint. You came in, laced it. And I was like, I don't even know like what I'm going to do on this. Had something, put it together, and it just morphed. The sound of that record for me felt like, I ain't going to hold you, that felt like the Woo.
It did. And
you know what I mean?
Famously, I wrote those original bars to Criminology.
See?
I was listening to Criminology, hence the Ice Tarantula reference and the Raekwon DNA,
but then
hence
the
Wu-Tang.
music itself, like...
But then the video, you separate from that came with this video.
Yeah, but then, all right, but the visual is paying homage to the sound for me, right? Mm-hmm. And so I want to capture the spirits, you know what I mean? And give them to you visually. And so I was like, yo, this is Enter the 36 Chambers. This is Protect Your Neck. This is like we in the slums, but now it's modern day and it's EO Dub. You know what I'm saying? It's our army, it's our soldiers, and we on our new shit, on our takeover God Society shit.
The visuals match that, my G.
And it's got to have that feeling,
even
right,
now.
of just like authentic hip hop, like we on that blockade, we together, and we the army. But it had to be like a modern, contemporary version of that. And Ray really
Cuts, man. Ray Cuts has footage galore from that. Drone footage, multiple locations.
So I used to drive down the West Side Highway going into the city, and I just started scouting locations. And there's that club on the West Side where it says Musica. And it's got this huge mural on the side of it. But then there's like a few blocks further, there's this car wash that's been over there by the Intrepid.
Yeah.
That shit is an iconic New York car wash.
Anybody who drove the West Side now is like, yeah, well, I know what you're talking about.
And it was abandoned, and it was like, motherfuckers is tagging on this shit. The windows was broken, but the lights was still on it. So at night you drive by it, and it looks like, yo, y'all got the spotlights on that? And I felt like that was like the snapshot of the energy that I wanted that
for
video.
G.O.B.
You know what I'm saying?
Yo, how about this though? How about the African masks?
So that part.
Juice, please expound on that.
So as you know, with Shooter Street Art, that's my street art brand and my curation arm, if you will, back to Englewood Art Walls, like you had mentioned, the Englewood Family League earlier. So like with the Shooter Street Art, I had been in the art scene, working, curating, meeting different artists. and I was doing the art battle. I still host the art battles there as well
Factual.
at Sour Mouse. Shout Up Magazine and all the fam over there, Bree, TK, and them. And Juice was a judge, I believe, one night, and he wears the authentic African mask with the robes and the garbs, with the staff, with the incense, and he really is just a walking piece of art. Like when you think about the saint coming in, or like the mystic, and you see him in the club, you're like, holy shit, this is happening.
It's real.
So when we start talking
brings
about
that authentic feel, and that you
Shout
mentioned
Juice, my brother.
Juice. You mentioned the modern, but also connected to the most ancient, to the most original. Another sidebar: there's 2 African masks featured in the video that again came from this very house. So many connections to this space.
Yeah, because
this is our third connection.
Yeah.
But in my living room, my wife and I have a wall of masks that we've gotten from Africa and from the Caribbean. One of those masks was brought to us by Jason and Kendra when they traveled. Yeah,
so Jason is everywhere.
He's everywhere. He's part of everything. But that video was so powerful. That's one where I could feel when we were doing it that this just looks incredible. There's a scene where we have gang all spread out kind of, and we're weaving in and out of rhyming around them. Even when doing that, I was like, oh yeah, this is wavy.
But that's like driving down that same road, bro. So the West Side Highway. It's like you hit that car wash, and then Pier 78.
Car wash is on your left.
It's right on the right hand side.
On the right
and that's
side
it's a beautiful pier. Like y'all should go check it out. It's free, New York City, Pier 78 on the West Side. And you can
also
walk out
a great
on that.
place for a video location.
Yo, bro. And so me and Ray went out there, and we walked around, and we had the iPhone out, and I was like, yo, I need this shot. I need this shot. I need the shot with the wall. Like, I had seen all of these pictures already happening in my mind, and then Ray just articulates them so beautifully. You know what I'm saying? And then what he did with the edits and the
connection to the 2 videos. So let's put a button on that one. That video is Ice Tarantulas.
Ice Tarantulas, y'all.
Ice Tarantulas produced by Neat Scotch. And the video is directed by Ray Cuts with a mix of Prolific One co-direct vision in there as well. And let me share this piece. Pro had another interesting idea for a video that he brought to me. Another thing is he often says his favorite rap group is BMR. Like I'm telling y'all, he says that behind y'all back. So I'm telling you now live that he says that.
Yo, dead ass, bro.
CF.
And everybody out there listening, if you in a rap group, you can feel how you feel.
Yeah, but they're called Billion Man Rebellion. I've mentioned them already in here, but it was very important that we have them on the album. So first we did the song. The song is incredible, produced by Carnage. Salute to Carnage.
Carnage and his drums.
Oh, yeah. That beat, the drums are insane. And frankly, we put them first on the record, and then Pro and I come next. And Pro had a vision for this video as well.
So, yeah, this vision, I don't know where they be coming from, bro. I say that.
I don't know where we were, but I'm going to tell you from my lens. You might have been getting out the whip by your crib, and you was like, yo, I got the science for the BMR video. I'm like, what you talking about? You was like, we're going to kidnap ourselves. And then you dipped off.
That's a fact.
And I'm like, what is he talking about?
So the whole premise of, the society and the Illuminati element and kind of this underground society, I felt like we needed to enhance it, with the visuals. You see the symbology that we use, the iconography.
That's the upside down, all-seeing eye. It also looks, although it says God, and we are gods of the basement, that upside down eye mysteriously looks like a specific letter in the alphabet.
That's a fact.
I'm going to let you unpack that.
And it's an eye. Eye music. You already know the game. Factual. Yo, so it was how can we take this to the new level? So kidnapping ourselves, right? And in that kidnapping ourselves, bringing us to some kind of ritualistic shit, like a seance out in the woods,
you was getting
I was really writing a movie with this.
You was going for your.
I was really trying to
Donald Glover episode,
some entertainment, because I watch a lot of visuals, and we watch all kinds of shows, and there's content everywhere, and I see a lot of music videos.
Yeah.
And when you're on a shoestring budget, and this is for other artists and creators out there, the best thing that you can do is have a really great creative vision.
Yes.
And it doesn't cost a lot to execute on just a good idea, you know?
We got the rental, we got the different pieces. You know, it does take some seed money. You can't do this for free. And if you have a director worth his salt, you want to be able to pay him and provide for him, and you also respect him and his time. Right. So on that note, I wanted to share how even separately, these two videos were like mini movies. Yeah. And what Ray Cuts did masterfully, which is why it's the benefit of working with a specific artist, is he found a way to seamlessly weave the videos together so they look like a part 1 and a part 2. And it's not one of those fake videos from the early 2000s where there was like part 2 and there was never a part 2. Right. There's really a part 2, and it seamlessly goes from Ice Tarantulas into GOBMR. Now, when I saw it for the first time, it's something that exceeds your expectations.
Yeah, Ray is always exceeding expectations.
It's about how art like begets art, or steel sharpens steel. Yeah. We talked to you about getting the beat from Carnage. It was then important to get BMR on it. Then we heard their bars and had to get up our bars sharp. Frankly, another true story. I changed my my GOBMR verse. After I heard everybody's verses,
and it was like we had it all cooked up, but it was like, yo, we need some scratches on that.
Yo, scratches.
We need to put some more hip hop on that.
We gave V-Dot, shout to Vinyl Richie, also known as Yo Vinyl on IG. He does the scratches on the cut. So what I'm saying is, even in the record's inception, it had already gotten to this level. Yeah. Then Pro had this vision of the kidnapping ourselves, which was a whole nother planet of ideas and execution. It was like
and the question was like, how are we going to do it?
We used the basement of a friend. We used the back behind hidden woods of this area. We rented the Benz truck. You know, all discretion. Right. We filmed in Jersey City where it was local for.
I will say we shot for hours.
We started I know we was driving people home.
I don't think we got home till like like 4 or 5 in the morning or something crazy. But like that's the real the sweat equity, right? And that's what you're gonna put into this art. And it's I mean, look at the video.
I know
it's remarkable.
It's remarkable.
But like you said, the artist Ray Cuts and seamlessly chopping the two ideas into one long form.
So let me already plant a seed. We need a Ray Cuts episode.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
I think I've just spoken something else into existence. We need a Ray Cuts episode.
We're going to get Ray Cuts in front of the camera. I don't know.
And we're going to get him. We're going to make it happen.
Here you go, Cuts. I'm fucking with Cuts.
We about to interview Cuts and get some of his other work. Cuts. And capture some of his style. Yo, I'm going to tell you that just to land there on the visuals for the album, you want to watch Ice Tarantulas, and then you want to watch GOBMR back to back. Both, you know, Grizzly and Banana Clips can be watched in isolation. They're both beautiful. But do yourself a favor and go to YouTube, go to godsofthebasement.com and watch Ice Tarantulas into GOBMR. It'll be a great experience.
You know what is just occurring to me, you know, as we're talking about Ray, is the fact that we've known him almost probably 20 years too, or like 19 or 18 years. He was filming at End of the Week when we were at the Pyramid Club and coming there independently, setting up a tripod and filming the open mic, the MC challenges. Yo, Cuts, I know you have footage, crazy footage. Yeah. And so there's something about even the longevity and the depth of the relationship that he's bringing to the editing and the wizardry behind the magic vision.
I'm glad we get to say this, and record it, because we say this behind your back, Ray. But you know, one thing we always say when we talk about your work is you really care about the product and you really care about us.
Facts.
The way you find things, like you pay attention to the music. You're not just throwing a bunch of splash scenes in there. I mean, the timing of the cuts. The pieces of material that you pull out and use in these little, like a 1 second clip, it's evident that you care about us. So we want to, as far as our visuals are concerned, we owe a great deal of respect to a brother named Ray Cuts.
This might be the Ray Cuts episode,
man. He's the one.
I mean, because like we talk about visuals and we talk about the eye, who really is like interpreting all of the stuff from our album that's right now out on all DSPs.
Ray Cuts eye right here.
You can cop that. Gods of the Basement, all streaming platforms.
All streaming platforms.
God's watching.
So let's go here. Because God's watching, I want us to land back on the rollout for the album.
Yeah.
So again, as new artists, people considering themselves new artists, we thought it was important that we have the website, we have some merchandise, we have a whole feel to the movement, right? So this I don't share from a place of piety or like, wagging my finger. I'm sharing this from a place of here's just a blueprint. Here's some granular instructions for what worked for us. As we all know, to talk in that level, we don't make a great deal of money off of streams. Matter of fact, we make nothing off of streams, if you want to be really frank about it.
Yeah.
So you want to find ways, if nothing else, to make back money you've spent and reinvest into your art. So when doing that, it's difficult to ask the people around you to keep lending you money, borrowing money. Can I have money? Can you purchase this? So the goal is to find ways to get some money while your streams are earning less than a penny, right? One of those ways is touring during shows. One of those ways is developing some merchandise. We were very careful and thoughtful of the merchandise to the point where we started to refer to it as God's armor, right? If you walk with God's, if you go with God's, if you're part of the Gods of the Basement crew, then you're going to wear some God's armor. Our director right now has on some God's armor. You can't see him. Maybe we'll throw a quick flash of him with the shirt
Picture
on.
of him.
Right? Shout out to Lewis. But frankly, God's armor was a big part of it to continue to add to the aesthetic and to the movement that was involved, right? On top of that, it was pro. I was very much against running around, going back into the street for a while. It was pro that got me back into the mindset of curating these really fly live events. Share a little bit about the live events.
I think, to your point, if you're just an artist and you want to rock, unless you got promoters calling you to put you on, or there are a lot of open mics and different things happening in your neighborhood, you need to put on the promoter and event organizer hat. And let's just do like a 101 for people that are out there and, they're struggling or they're not getting shows. Then do a show. All right, be the organizer. Ooh. Find 5 to 10 artists that are local, that want to get out there and want to do something, and put together an event. Don't tell me you can't do it live. Do it online. There's virtual opportunities for you out there, but the strength is in organizing the community. And so if you're an artist and you're not at the top of the mountain right now, you should be a community organizer and helping to share the platform as well.
I'm going to push you further. Yeah. I'm going to ask you this last one. We just did a magnificent event in Jersey City. I want you to literally walk me through. I'm Joe, producer, rapper. I have a project I want to put on an event. I like that you mentioned they could even do it virtually, which is a fact. Yeah. So don't say you can't do it. You could do it on your laptop. But as you brought that particular event outside, what did you have to do? Connecting with the people, the DJs, the dancers you had, artists you had.
So one of the things that I do not take for granted is the experience and the time that I've put into building community and networking, right? So for me to do it is much more simple than maybe for somebody who doesn't have experience. So the first thing that I would say is that if you don't know what to do or where to go, you need to get online. You need to look at artists that are in your similar region, look at promoters, look at events that are going on, and you need to go there in person. Don't DM people. Don't wait until somebody who hooks you up. Pull up in person. Talk to the person who's running the event. Talk to artists that are there performing. Get information. Do discovery, right? This is the grassroots and the groundwork that we had to do as young artists coming up. And that's how we were able to build to the level that we're at now. But the first step is get outside. You need to be outside. If that's just virtually, then you're hitting up DMs. You see somebody's going to be local, pull up, yo. The way that I book artists is they come to my event. They be like, yo, this event is dope. This is me. This is who I am. This is what I do. We have a conversation. They send me their social. I look at it. I have to be a curator, so sometimes I gotta be like, not yet. Or maybe I'll find a different opportunity that might fit to what you do, because I do a lot of different things. But you gotta talk. You gotta put yourself out there. And a lot of times people want to have a brand and they want to have a business, but they don't realize that that's just a reflection of them. So you got to be the face of it, and you have to get out in front of it, even if it's your music and your creativity.
That's also business 101, ladies and gentlemen.
So how did I do that?
You just got a snapshot. Yeah, hit me with the Jersey City.
So the bro, we have a rapport on the gram just because we're both curators and we both curate in the street art world. He works in Jersey City. I work predominantly in the Lower East Side downtown, as well as in the local community when I'm doing local events. We was following each other, appreciating that we knew some people in the same network. And then he was like, one day, oh, I know blah, blah, blah from EO Dub, right? So EO Dub, again, getting outside,
shout to Dub, shout
putting
to
in
VZ.
work in the community, shout to Jason. But then you have a name, right? Oh, you know EO Dub? Oh, you know this person, that person. All of a sudden, the circle and the degrees of separation become that.
Smaller, yeah.
So he's like, yo, I got a venue. I do events there. You know what I'm saying?
Venue's beautiful, by the way, bro.
Plant-based
Beautifully
gallery,
curated.
Plant-Space Gallery in Jersey City. Y'all should check it out.
Plant-Space Gallery
The food,
in Jersey City.
The drinks.
It was
It's all vegan.
The look, the vibe. One of the DJs that was spinning, I think his name is Born One, Asian dude, magnificent, playing ill
Born
breaks.
Wonder, and he's a b-boy. He's an
ill b-boy. Born Wonder. He sent me some beats.
So
too.
shout to Wymie.
Yo, the dancers too.
So the dancers, Wymie. So Jay LaRock, shout, and the homie Steph. So Jay LaRock, I actually had met before at Kitchen Sink, which is an event that I produce in the city. So we have mutual connections there. But Wymie knows them also because they're from Jersey City. So there's a double
6 degrees
connection
and
there.
BMR is from Jersey City.
Correct.
So
and
all of the stars are aligning. But
shout,
you know when
shout
they
to
say,
Will Power too, who's the one of the OG artists that was there and helped us to get the word out as well.
you know how they say you reach out to meet the universe and the universe will match
It really
your energy.
does, bro.
How does all of a sudden there's an EO Dub connect, the dance connect, the person from Kitchen Sink connect, the Jersey City throwback connect, then CF is from Jersey
Vic
City.
Shades was there too.
Fact.
Right?
Shout out to Vic Shades.
Shout to Vic Shades. And then, so let's just talk about that event was beautiful, right? So let's take it a step further. My brother Thallo Blue pulled up to that event. You spit some remarkable bars to me earlier, and who was the producer of that?
Thallo Blue.
I met Thallo Blue because I was outside hosting the art battle, and the brother pulled up on me like, yo, I heard that Gods of the Basement album. Yo, I fucks with it. I was like, yo, you got beats? Come do this event in Jersey City. That artist comes, Thallo Blue, does the event in Jersey City. He meets Vic Shades. You know Vic Shades.
Factual. Got records with Vic Shades.
Got records with Vic Shades. Vic Shades says, yo, Thallo Blue, let me help you with your technology. You need a ride to the train station? They have a conversation, and Vic Shades and Thallo Blue collaborate and build, and he teaches him a whole new way and a whole new discipline.
Wow.
So, like...
Go with Gods.
Go with Gods.
That energy is out there. It's connecting. It's like... Don't ignore it. You know, even somebody watching this right now who just thinks to themselves, oh, my man runs a spot. Oh, my other man's a DJ. Oh, I know 2 producers that could come play beats. Oh, my man's just got turntables. Oh, I know these 3 artists. Build with what you have. You know what I'm saying? I like to talk about what we could control with our own 2 hands. And rather than pine away and kind of wait for Superman to come and make your dreams come true, you got to rub 2 sticks together and make it, make those sparks start to fly. So our whole rollout for the Gods of the Basement album, pioneered by Pro One, but also curated through a connection of past and present artists who had a community mindset that are willing to put us on.
Yeah, and then just being mindful with what we were doing and how we were doing it and who the audience is and understanding that too, right?
Yeah.
We're doing an underground hip hop album, so we're not trying to sell out the club. Yeah. You feel me?
Be mindful of that too.
We know who our
thoughtful
audience
about
is.
your audience.
Like, we know that we want to have our wives and our mothers and our sisters and then maybe even our kids pull up to the event, so we're not trying to book the event inside of a strip club.
Yeah, exactly. And so, even for some of my people that make very organic, soulful music, you might not want to go rock behind in the fancy restaurant. Your crowd might not vibe with that.
Correct.
So be thoughtful about
the
who
venue
you're
and the
connecting
space with. Because that is also going to inform the energy that's going to come out in your, production.
Energy, a lot of that energy is captured on the Gods of the Basement.com, on the website. Yeah. It's a space that's called God's Vision. And what it consists of, again, is live footage that have been blended, behind the scenes footage, a lot of shout outs, a lot of cameos in there. So if you're part of the EOW gang, watch that.
Full
you probably
episodes
see
of this
yourself.
podcast right there as well.
You can also see full episodes of this podcast. And on that note, some of the live footage has given birth to yet another visual piece.
And the intent was always that we need to capture this live moment that we're creating at all these different events, and not just for content's sake, but to give people kind of a vision, if you will, into what it takes and what we're doing.
Yeah.
So I know it's got a whole music video run through that's coming, that's about to change the way that people are gonna feel about this project, I think.
I know is one of our favorite
like
records we
that
talked
video,
about earlier. And there's a video right now. I saw probably the second cut. I know there's newer editions since then. But it's live footage mixed with so much love and family in this video. I would hope we'd be able to world premiere it as we drop this particular podcast.
Maybe it's gonna play right now.
I know my legacy will breed generations of great minds, pure soul, elevation. I know my spirit's tapped into the right vibration. The walls are talking right now, and all I hear is Jason. No matter where I go, I know.
I'm just saying.
You know what I'm saying? But I'll say this. That we talked about wanting to update the people. So the last piece I'll say is that we are currently, can I say?
Yeah, talk about it.
That we're currently working on GOB2. We are about a knee deep into it. You know what I'm saying? And some of the music that's been coming out thus far has been incredible.
It's exciting.
It's been different than what we've done in the past. There's a lot of unique rhythms and things that we're attacking, different flows. Shout out to Thallo Blue, who might have an early contender for the album.
Hey, yo, don't give...
Yikes.
Yo!
Yikes.
The bodies is everywhere.
Yo, so more music coming, more life coming, more living coming. We're trying to use this podcast as a conduit through which you get a glimpse of our lives, and we get to be cathartic too and share our energy and our experience. Hopefully some of what we said today resonated with you if you're a young artist, new artist, old artist, OG. And if you're trying to do something and control it yourselves, I hope that this piece impacted you, both artistically and just with some blessings and knowledge.
So, make sure you hit up the website, pick up some of the God's armor, support our movement, check out our videos that we discussed with you, check out the new video that's about to drop. And we love y'all, ultimately. We love this culture. And we do this because we love it, and we hope that reflects in everything that we do.
Factory.
You know what I'm saying? Go
on
with
that
God's.
night, we like to say, speak truth, walk tall, and go with God's. You heard?
Yeah.